Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. Wildenstein, who was known as Catwoman due to her extreme cosmetic procedures, died at the age of 84 on New Year's Eve. She had been engaged to Lloyd Klein since 2017, who has spoken out about his loss. The 57-year-old fashion designer confirmed her death to People and detailed their tragic last moments together, which saw the couple fall asleep in each other's arms only for Klein to wake up and find a cold body next to him. On Tuesday, the Swiss socialite, one of the wealthiest people in the world, had decided to nap alongside her partner before ringing in the new year, but she never woke up. According to Klein, she had died in her sleep of a pulmonary embolism while the pair were in Paris. She died in her sleep very peacefully, he told the outlet. He added that she suffered from phlebitis, a condition that causes the inflammation of a vein near the surface of the skin which she had in her legs, causing them to swell and prevent blood flow. There was no oxygen in the brain, he explained. It's very sad. It's extremely sad. It's extremely sad to lay down with your other half that I have known for 21 years and waiting to celebrate New Year's Eve and to find her cold. Klein further detailed the shock when he realized Jocelyn had died alongside him. Klein recalled, "We had a nice happy hour the same night and we were getting ready for the new year, and we took a little nap just to look good before getting dressed that we were having a nap, and when I wake up, I said, Jocelyn, we have to wake up, we have to get dressed. And she was cold and she was dead. It's very sad. It's extremely sad," the grief-stricken fiancé added. He explained that her health had been perfect, and that just days before her death the pair were celebrating in Paris, with the last picture of Jocelyn showing her smiling while arm in arm with Klein. "We were at the Ritz 2 days ago," he said. "We were having dinner. Before that, we had come for Fashion Week at Chanel. Everything was good, everything was good. Until her sudden death." Klein said that their time together in Paris was beautiful. The pair had been together since 2003, 4 years after she divorced art dealer Alex Wildenstein after he had an affair and threatened Jocelyn with a gun. But her partnership with Klein has not always been plain sailing, with their explosive relationship leading to numerous arrests which saw them claim incidents were caused due to rough sex sessions. Jocelyn also started to have money problems when she was forced to file for bankruptcy 6 years ago, claiming her ex-husband's family had cut her off from the 9-figure annual payment she famously secured in her 1999 divorce. A documentary about her life is said to have been in the works with HBO. A devastated goodbye, the heartbreaking final moments of Jocelyn Wildenstein. The world of high society was rocked to its core when news broke of the sudden death of socialite Jocelyn Wildenstein, a woman known as much for her extraordinary life as for her unforgettable face. For decades, Jocelyn was a symbol of opulence and transformation, but beyond the public persona lay a private life filled with complexities, love, and heartbreak. Her longtime partner, Maximilian Leroy, has finally broken his silence, sharing the devastating final moments of the woman he calls the love of his life. In an exclusive and emotional interview, Leroy painted a vivid picture of Jocelyn's last days, shedding light on the human side of the enigmatic socialite. The enigma of Jocelyn Wildenstein. Jocelyn Wildenstein rose to fame in the 1990s during her highly publicized divorce from billionaire art dealer Alex Wildenstein. Her flamboyant lifestyle and extensive cosmetic surgeries earned her the nickname Catwoman, a label she neither embraced nor entirely rejected. Jocelyn's life was a blend of high fashion, luxury, and controversy, making her a staple of tabloids and gossip columns. Behind the headlines, however, was a woman with deep passions. She loved art, animals, and the natural world, a stark contrast to the artificial image often portrayed in the media. Maximilian Leroy, an art dealer and philanthropist, met Jocelyn at a gallery opening in Paris over a decade ago. Theirs was an unconventional but deeply committed relationship. A love beyond the headlines. Leroy describes Jocelyn as a woman of contrasts, strong yet sensitive, fiercely independent yet deeply loving. "She was so much more than what the world saw," he began, his voice thick with emotion. "Jocelyn had an incredible spirit. She loved life, and she loved the people in her life fiercely. Their love story was not without its challenges. Both had been scrutinized relentlessly by the press, and Jocelyn's past relationships cast long shadows over their union. Yet, according to Leroy, their bond only grew stronger with time. She taught me how to see beauty in the smallest things, he said. She had this ability to turn the mundane into something extraordinary. The sudden tragedy. Jocelyn's health had been a topic of concern in recent years. While she remained vibrant and active, close friends noticed subtle changes. Leroy admitted that she had been feeling unwell in the days leading up to her death, but had dismissed her symptoms as exhaustion. She was always so resilient, he recalled. She hated the idea of being seen as vulnerable, so she pushed through everything, even when she shouldn't have. On the evening of her passing, Jocelyn and Maximilian were at their Manhattan penthouse. They had spent the day reminiscing over old photographs and planning a quiet getaway to the French countryside, a place Jocelyn cherished. She was in high spirits, he said. We laughed a lot that day. It felt like nothing could go wrong. But as night fell, Jocelyn complained of chest pain and dizziness. Alarmed, Leroy urged her to seek medical attention, but she insisted it was nothing serious. Within minutes, however, her condition worsened dramatically. I called for help immediately, but it was too late, he said, tears streaming down his face. She was gone before they arrived. A heartbreaking farewell. Leroy described the moments after her death as surreal and incomprehensible. I held her hand and begged her to stay, he said. It felt like time had stopped, and I was trapped in a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. He shared that Jocelyn's last words were a whispered, "Je t'aime," French for "I love you." Those words will stay with me forever, he said. They are a reminder of the love we shared and the bond that will never be broken, even in death. The legacy of Jocelyn Wildenstein. Jocelyn's passing has left a void not only in Leroy's life but also in the lives of those who knew her well. Friends and acquaintances have described her as a loyal and generous person, someone who was often misunderstood but deeply cherished by those close to her. Jocelyn had a way of making everyone feel special, said one close friend. She had an energy that was infectious and a heart that was bigger than life itself. In the days following her death, tributes poured in from around the world. Fans and admirers shared memories and messages of condolence on social media, celebrating her life and the impact she had on others, finding strength amid grief. For Maximilian Leroy, the path forward is uncertain. He admits that the grief is overwhelming but finds solace in the memories they created together. She wouldn't want me to wallow in sadness, he said. Jocelyn believed in living life to the fullest, and that's what I intend to do in her honor. He plans to establish a foundation in her name, focusing on wildlife conservation and art preservation, causes that were close to Jocelyn's heart. This is how I'll keep her spirit alive, he explained. Through the things she loved and the legacy she left behind. A life remembered. Jocelyn Wildenstein's life was anything but ordinary. She was a woman of contradictions, a figure of fascination and intrigue, and above all, a person who loved deeply and lived passionately. While her physical presence may be gone, her memory will endure in the hearts of those who loved her. As Maximilian Leroy bids farewell to the woman he calls his soulmate, he carries with him the lessons, love, and light that Jocelyn brought into his life. She may be gone, but she will never be forgotten, he said. Her spirit will continue to inspire me, and I will carry her love with me until the day we meet again.